The Pennsylvania 500, presented by Pep Boys on TNT, is brought to you by Budweiser. With a crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. By Team Monte Carlo, the cars more champions depend on. Chevy, we'll be there. By the Home Depot, NASCAR's home improvement warehouse. And by Visa, the official card of NASCAR.
The Pennsylvania 500 got underway 4 hours ago. And we've only run 27 laps. Make it 30 now with a couple more under the caution. But we're about to get it going again.
Okay, this time, Rodney Wise, the flagman, will give them the signal. Next time by, I'm going to throw the green flag, and you guys can get 4 wide, 5 wide. I don't care what they do down in turn 1. That's what Rodney's saying.
He's got a flag for everything.
He's got a flag for it all. That's right.
Let's see who comes in to top off the fuel on 1 to go. Robbie Gordon will duck in. Johnny Benson, Jeff Green, and Morgan Shepherd are the cars that dart into pit lane from the back of the pack. It's mentioned that Brett Bodine took his car when they rolled off from the red flag on pit road onto the racetrack. He never even went out onto the racetrack. He hung a left and went right into the garage. Word is they are changing the rear gear on his Ford.
See Robbie Gordon coming in for just a splash of fuel. Okay, that means that Robbie Gordon is going to try to make it on about 3 more stops.
I'm going to let you do that.
And all the rest of them have got to stop 4 times. That's what that was all about. If this thing should go green.
Okay. Joe Nemechek is the leader. Remember, he came down pit road just as the caution was coming out for rain. Beat the pit road closed flag in, so that got him track position and 4 fresh tires. Then you've got Sterling Marlin and Dave Blaney, 2nd and 3rd. They took just 2 tires on their stop to get some track position. Tony Stewart is 4th. Jeremy Mayfield is 5th. Then we've got Ricky Rudd, Bill Elliott, Ryan Newman, Jimmy Spencer, and Mark Martin, who fill out the top 10. A little farther back, we've got Dale Jarrett, Jimmy Johnson, Ricky Craven, Jerry Nadeau, John Andretti. The way that weather radar looked earlier today, I would have never believed this. The sun is out. We're going to go racing again.
A beautiful day in the Pocono Mountains. Now then, you know, when these guys all run in overdrive transmissions, you got to give up something on the restart. You either got to start 1st gear, 2nd gear. Which one do they choose? Sterling Marlin right now, he desperately wants to get in front and get those 5 bonus points. He might choose 1st gear for this restart.
2 hours later, we're green once again at Pocono.
That's right, Benny, and you have a little bit of advantage not starting in the front because you can lay back a little bit and try to anticipate it.
Here they go.
He's looking, but I don't think he's got enough steam.
Sterling Marlin on Dave Blaney for 2nd.
Blaney got a great run. He's trying to get by Sterling on the outside. Look at that 77 go.
That's right. Marlin was in front of Blaney. How did Blaney get to his outside on the front stretch?
Maybe he started in 1st gear and Sterling started in 2nd gear.
Sterling moved left to block.
All right, here we go. 3 wide down the back stretch. 12, 28, 9.
Who gives? Usually the guy on the outside.
The guy on the outside is going to give.
Here comes Jimmy Spencer, the bullseye. He is moving forward.
Now the problem is with Jimmy now, he's out of the draft. All those cars lined up on the right side of the racetrack, and he's stuck on the inside. That ain't going to get it done.
Now all the cars get back in line. First car trying to get on the inside, make it 2 wide is Jerry Nadeau in 44.
That'll be the 14th place that he's trying to take from Ricky Craven. Here comes Tony Stewart. Got a run on Dave Blaney for 3rd.
Remember, Tony Stewart in the 20 car, those guys changed 4 tires. The other cars from the top 4 all changed 2.
Kind of a feeling out process is going on the track now. The rubber all washed off, the rain.
Yeah, everybody is trying to get a handle of what they're doing, and I don't think the crew chiefs are not asking the drivers quite yet how their car is. They'll wait for another 10 or 15 laps. The track has definitely changed a little bit. Every time you get rain, it washes off a little rubber, changes the track surface.
Approaching 200 mile an hour at the end of that front stretch. Here's Ryan Newman challenging Jeremy Mayfield for 5th place.
Jeremy Mayfield moves up the hill as Ryan Newman cannot get on the inside to take that preferred line on the bottom.
Newman kind of in a Dodge sandwich there in between the Evernham cars, Mayfield and Bill Elliott, in the 19 and 9 respectively. Can he turn it under him? Not quite. Jimmy Johnson after Mark Martin for 10th. John Andretti next in the yellow hooded car, 43. Ricky Craven in the Tide Ride. Jerry Nadeau now in that 44.
And Bobby Hamilton in the 55 car. Hamilton has got a terrific run going today. As we see Ricky Rudd. Oh,
hang on,
boy.
Ricky.
Whoa, was that close?
Glove saving a beauty.
Man, oh man. Bill Elliott, all to be going, that was close.
That was loose end.
And Rudd's heart's going boom, boom, boom. Here comes Dale Jarrett on Jimmy Spencer. And the big brown truck. Well, I thought he was through. You're not supposed to do that on the outside, Jimmy.
I tell you what, that outside groove down in turn 1 is just getting better and better.
Yeah.
Thing about it is, this is where the, right here, Jimmy's hanging really tough on the outside. Got a little bit loose getting off of 3 there.
Here comes Ryan Newman on Jeremy Mayfield. That'll be 5th place.
And Tony Stewart has closed up right on the back bumper of Sterling Marlin, and I know that Glover and Lee McCall and all those guys are saying, come on, Sterling, get those 5 bonus points before Tony Stewart gets by us. I'm not too sure he can do that.
Ricky Rudd hanging in there in 8th place, but boy, did he have a scare down in turn 1 just a second ago.
He definitely had his hands full. On board with him. Watch him go down the corner and listen.
That doesn't look like much, but believe me.
It was big. It was real big.
It was a moment.
Big moment.
Yeah. But Rudd's gathered it up, and he's closing back in on Mayfield for 7th place. And we look a little bit farther back.
And Sterling, he's there now.
On 2 tires.
And Nemechek has 2 tires. Tony Stewart, on the other hand, has 4. You would think. But again, Tony Stewart's in that aero push land, and that is affecting his car dramatically.
And Marlin, if you're not familiar with the system that's used to determine the Winston Cup Championship, when you lead a lap during the race, you get 5 bonus points toward that championship. The driver who leads the most laps gets another 5 bonus points. So Marlin wants to get out front, get that lap-led bonus points knocked off and in the books for the day. Then he doesn't have to worry about it until we get closer to the end of the race.
I just used the phrase aero push. And you see Tony Stewart moving high on the racetrack. That helps that aero push problem. When you pull up right behind another car and you can't get all that air across your car and create the downforce that you need for the grip that you need on the racetrack. When you ride in that wake, we call that an aerodynamic push. You turn the steering wheel and the car wants to continue going straight because of aerodynamics. And you'll hear us use that phrase, and we see Sterling Marlin getting a run on Nadeau. You'll hear us use that phrase many times before this day is over.
Nemechek, you big dummy.
Did I say Nadeau?
Yes, you did.
Thank you very much, Wally. Straighten me out.
And I think also Sterling looked like he got Joe Nemechek a little bit loose. And when you're talking about aero push, that was aero loose right there. He pulled up right on the back of Joe's car and got the car loose. And that's perfect. That's a great place to do it over turn 2 if you can get it there.
And Sterling got those 5 points that Alan just told you about just a moment ago. Here goes Tony on the outside. Look out.
That 25 car was bouncing around down the bottom, wasn't he? Wow. Looking down on Pocono Raceway, courtesy of the United States Army, an Army of one, a much nicer view than it was earlier in the day when the fog and the rain was here. 7th place.
Jeremy Mayfield lose positions by the 2s. Ricky Rudd, Dale Jarrett, both going by.
And remember, those 2 cars, the 28 and the 88, those were the 2 that settled to win among themselves back in June here, just 6 weeks ago.
Dave, what's going on with the 19 car?
Benny, I just checked with his crew chief, Ray Evernham. He's also the car owner. He told me that he was a little loose earlier, and now he's real loose. That was after the adjustment they made during the pit stop to tighten the car up. So I asked Ray if it was the track, and he said he didn't know, but now it's much looser than it was before.
And again, Mayfield losing 2 positions there a moment ago. He's back to 9th place now. He started in the number 4 spot. Rudd and Jarrett, the Yates teammates. For how long? At the end of this season, that's the big question. You heard Bill Weber talk with Ricky Rudd earlier. Ricky said he hoped to have something to announce and things straightened out, perhaps by the Brickyard 400 next week or shortly thereafter. Wow, Nemechek's car slid in.
Ricky Rudd shift when he goes down the front straightaway, going into overdrive. Hey, Matt, we've seen Joe Nemechek lose a couple of spots. What's going on with his car?
Well, Benny, he's got the 77 of Dave Blaney working him hard for that 3rd position. He came on the radio about a lap ago, and all he said to Brian Patty, his crew chief, car is loose off 3, tight in the tunnel.
And one of the difficult things about this racetrack, 3 different shaped corners. You can't fix one. You can't fix them all. You got to fix one.
Yeah. Everything is a compromise at this racetrack, and that's why that a driver is so important at this racetrack.
You see that 25 car bouncing all around there in turn 3, and Ryan Newman will prepare the assault for the 4th position. Sterling Marlin, the championship leader, out in front after 100 miles.